Let's hit the Bicycle Museum of America. This is about 15 miles from Interstate 75 near Lima, Ohio. And it is pronounced Lima, not Lima. Okay, real quick, you know I'm always trying to bring you some good budget value stops. This is definitely a winner. You can go ahead and give this 5 stars right off the bat. This place is $3 for adults. I think it's $2 for seniors and kids. It's one of the best stops that you're going to find along an interstate anywhere. Now, this museum is in an old hotel, and there's a lot to see and do here on 3 different floors. There are steps involved. If you're not good at doing steps, it's still worth coming to this museum because 2/3 of what you want to see is going to be on this bottom floor anyway. So let's kind of get started with this, and we'll show you a few different things. There are bikes of all ages and all eras here, and these have been very nicely restored. In addition, there's going to be various tools, things that were used to build and manufacture and repair these back in the day. Unless you're an expert, you're probably going to see some things that you have not seen before. That is a killer display. Look at the badges for all of those different bicycle manufacturers. "1910 ladies bike." With a headlight. Three big wheels in a different design.
Mm-hmm. 2 little wheels and a paddle over there.
I have to put some thought into figuring out how this contraption worked.
They turned the steering wheel, turned the wheels on this side.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Kind of the same ideal with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the handles, turn the gears. $18.16. Wood and a little bit of leather.
Mm-hmm.
Now what you're seeing is probably about 10% of what is actually here, and we're going to save a couple of the good surprises until the end, but there's just things here I would have never even thought of, never even dreamed of. And the people that work here are really knowledgeable. They'll be happy to explain anything that you may not understand or may not have seen before. 1880 children's horse tricycle. You know that was for rich kids. A really neat little old game to separate you from your money. Bicycle built for 2 in a different way. 1897. A Swin triplet. Built-in speedometer. In 1936. Right out of the Sears catalog. So you ordered that from a black and white picture, and this is what showed up at your house. Just in case any of you are Pee Wee's fan. A bicycle you can pedal across the water. Snow tires. Check out the air tanks to hold you up. Pretty creative for 150 years ago.
Nice bicycle.
Oh, now you learned something there, buddy. There's how you take a bike across a tightrope. Quite all right.
There he is on it.
We noticed fresh
In case you thought a folding bicycle was a new thing,
along earlier. Reached Cinnabar at 10 a.m.
used by the British in World War II.
Were Haynes and Proctor, who had walked ahead all the night.
This I have never seen before. 1955 Huffy radio bike. Obviously has some type of battery system. Volume control and tuning. And speaker. There's your Harley Davidson beginnings. School sign that came out of West Virginia that's supposed to be worth a fortune according to the American pickers. The car is cool, but I want you to tell me if you ever saw anybody with this bike back in your day.
This one.
So you never knew anybody that had one of these back in the day, huh?
No. Oh, I know them that had the Huffies and radio bikes. Yeah. But not looking like
With
that.
a radio built into it.
Yeah.
Speaker, volume.
Yeah.
I don't know what it used for a battery back here. I would love to know if anybody ever knew anyone that had one of these. Chinese military police. Yeah, with you standing there, it's easy to get an idea of how big that thing is. That must be about 8 foot high.
He sat inside there and just paddled and said, look, that was in the air.
Yeah. Military bicycles. 1896 with a mounted gun. Turn of the century again. So these may have gotten used up into World War I. Standard issue World War II. Another tandem. 1896. Lieutenant Moss, already asleep on his feet, began to hallucinate. And this great thing,
So tired and sleepy that the horizon
a tandem,
just about to strike me.
mounted machine guns,
3 or 4 times I threw my hand out at it.
so one guy can pedal,
Behind me explained, my God, I can't go any
and I'm
further.
sure the other guy can turn around and shoot.
Going back years ago, made that bicycle.
Oh, really?
That was the first bicycle I had. I traded an old shotgun for it, or I traded the bicycle for the shotgun, one or the other.
Okay.
Old Ivy Johnson shotgun. Had a nail in it for a firing pin.
From firearms to bicycles.
Yeah, I traded one or the other. I forget which one I had first.
To give you an idea from that picture, wheel inside of a wheel. That would be interesting to try. And one of the cool things about this place, other than old hickory, is that you can try.
Yeah, they picked out the side of the wheel and extra leg.
So without this mounted like it is on this stand, you would have to put 1 foot on here, throw yourself up in the air on the seat, and manage to take off while you're keeping your balance.
Take off.
Just from that one little peg. And mind you, there were no brakes on this one. No hand brake,
No brakes on it.
no foot brake.
Yeah.
Climb on up there. Let me hold that.
My legs come over with, no, Matt. That tail won't go.
And keep in mind, this is with 3 steps. So the ground's down here, so you would have to hit this thing here,
Yeah.
swing yourself up like going on a horse. Throw the other leg over,
And that would see.
and then take off without losing your balance. Definitely worth a stop.
Good.
I mean, I am not an expert on these things, but I have seen some here and there, and there's a place about 60 miles from me in Virginia that has about 15 old bikes on display, but nothing like this, and they're not restored. I mean, they're just older bikes.
Right.
They're interesting, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that Elgin Robin in the corner there, that shaft drive, that's one of 3 prototypes they built. They never brought it to market because it was too expensive and too heavy, but they only built 3 of those.
Really?
And that's one of the 3, so
Wow.
we're very lucky to have that bike.
But the thing that fascinated me more than anything else was the one up there with the radio on it from 1955.
Right.
Because I figure that's pretty uncommon also.
My neighbor had one.
Really?
Yeah, I live in Coldwater.
Okay.
Of course, they're made in Salina, which is only 7 miles from Coldwater, but he had one.
Okay.
We used to follow him around town and listen to the Reds,
Boy, listen
on
to
the
the radio.
Reds
They had a-
radio broadcast
Really?
while we're riding down the road.
Now see, that's interesting.
It was cool.